I'm Lola.
And I'm Mamuna. Together, we've a combined 35 years of experience within the tech scene in North America and Europe.
We talk about the highs, the lows, the WTFs of navigating the technology industry and answer your questions about navigating tech careers.
This is Lost in Tech.
Hello, Mamuna.
Oh, hi. How are we doing?
We are good.
Yeah.
And we are excited.
Oh, okay.
Because apparently you've got something to plug, lady.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
First, let me plug us thing. We have our newsletter. Don't forget, subscribe. Lost in Tech Letters. It goes out on Saturday mornings, and you'll find a whole flurry of interesting and valuable insights and things from the voices of Lola and myself. So please subscribe. Also, as part of this journey I'm on in life, I am starting a course through Maven where I am focusing on like senior leaders, or I'd say senior PMs, operators, founders, VPs, all that stuff. And I'm looking at the title. It is called From Operator to Executive, Strategic Depth.
Ooh,
right?
I like it.
And hold on, I'm pulling it from the screen here. And the thing I really focused on here is thinking about like how we move from like execution to influence with clarity, confidence, and strategy. And I think that a lot of folks that I've worked with, coached, been in the room with, they are great at getting stuff done. They are great at being told what to do. But at a certain point, they're like, hey, I have great ideas too. But they don't know how to articulate that. And they start to get into a rut about like, how do I articulate my ideas? How do I get buy-in on my ideas? How do I be the voice in the room? How do I lead, right? And so this course is that. So it will be linked in the show notes for anyone who is interested. And I hope to see you there. Okay.
When is it again? Remind us the dates that you...
So it will be mid-January. January
Brilliant.
11th or so. So it gives you plenty of time to sign up. And if you are curious to do a little, what's it called? A little taste test.
Okay.
On November 17th, I'm doing a like 30-minute little course, lightning lesson, they call it, for people just to kind of get a sense of what it's like. Also,
a taster lesson.
Yes. Also, there's so many things that I'm doing. Wow. On November 15th, there is this lovely organization out of Nigeria called Build Gems. And basically, they are focused on the next generation of youth who are going to school, learning engineering, products, operations, like everything, you name it. They are doing a showcase of their skills. And I'm joining just to kind of talk to the folks and like watch what they are going to be demoing and showcasing. But I'm going to be inviting other individuals who are curious to kind of see what folks out of Nigeria, the youth, are building and doing. So I'll also link to that as well. If anyone is interested, want to give advice, I think it's going to be a great place to pick up and coming talent if you need like designer work or something that's local to wherever you may be listening to. I think they're going to be a great audience to pick from.
And all of this is online, so no excuses for participating.
Online, you could be on your computer, one
on
screen
your phone.
has people talking and demoing, or me talking, and you doing your work on the other.
I love it.
Easy.
Absolutely love it. I love it. Okay, so today's subject.
Yeah, so let's do it.
We want to talk about AI again, don't we?
Oh, well, everyone else is, so why shouldn't we?
We love AI. Because realistically speaking, when we started doing this and we were talking about AI, we were kind of like, not really. I feel like I need to learn all these prompts. Too much.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're pros. We're vibe coding.
We're pros.
We're like 3 and 5xing our jobs because we use actually quite a few of these LLMs in our daily lives. And they do work and they do augment what you need. But here's a challenge. And so I read this article talking about Brené Brown's latest opinions on this. And I think we've mentioned Brené Brown in the past on the podcast. Mm-hmm. She is herself a leadership coach. She is an academic. So she's like studied work and people, and she has like research and like data points on 5,000 people. We asked them this, we observed that. So it's all science grounded data opinions. Mm-hmm. And she's been looking at the effect of like AI on the way we relate to each other, on our behaviors. And she kind of poses this challenge to us, which is like, so your AI is now your BFF, which is kind of, you know, not necessarily good for like helping you relate to other humans and maybe at work. But the problem is we don't really like each other outside of work right now, like very polarized politics, lots of you're either with me or against me. So we're kind of stuck as humanity because we can't move forward unless we learn to relate to each other again. And it made me sit back a bit and be like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Is your use of AI affecting your relational ability, Mamuna, outside of work?
This relates to 2 episodes, I think, or topics we talked about in the past. One episode was like last week where we talked about the evolution of OpenAI and directionally where it is that they're moving, right? So I think that connects very closely. If you haven't watched that, go back and have a listen. I think it's interesting to tie into this conversation. Also, maybe almost a year ago now, we talked a lot about like the echo chambers of us consuming content. So whether that's TikTok, YouTube, all the socials, wherever you gather information. I've learned about some groups that are using Discord. Like I've learned a lot recently. And I think that there's also even just the consumption of content in the echo chambers that we may have similar like-minded people all doing and saying the same things as us, which allow us not to be exposed to differences in ways of thinking, communicating, upbringing, all the things, right? And then now you layer on AI on top of that, right? So that's even further sort of removed from the human experience, right? It's likely not going to tell you you're wrong in like the way a human is going to tell you you're wrong. It's likely not going to critique you or even give you facial responses in a way like someone's like, that idea? Are you sure? You know, and sometimes those things are what people may be avoiding, right? And honestly, I don't even know, like I was thinking about it, sometimes people may not even realize that they are avoiding something. It's just the feeling of acceptance or like a gap they're filling, right? And so it's easier to relate to AI than it is to a human. But yes, it even takes us further away because you're no longer finding those echo chambers with other humans. You're now an individual with this
in an
AI
echo chamber.
Friend. That friend, what is that? Have you heard about that friend, that necklace? I actually haven't gone too far.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, no, I heard it's similar to the pin as well. It's like a similar thing.
But I think people are connecting to these individual sort of now satellites where they are being pulled further and further out. And it is very interesting, especially if you have children too, to think about like the quick progression in our lifetime and potentially theirs. And thinking about like those safety guards we've talked about in the past, like how are people designing for safety? How are they thinking about the extremes of where a person could go? And then you think about, are they what's the word? Like, are they liable for whatever that outcome is?
Where's the boundary? I mean, there were so many points of this because I think it was in a recent episode as well. We talked about like just starting at work. You know, there's bringing your whole self to work, which we know was debunked because that's not psychologically safe. And then at the same time, if your closest work buddy is an AI, you do formulate a kind of a shorthand with this AI. Yeah. Like you know how to ask it questions. It becomes like this. So it's not so much that you're bringing your full self, but you're certainly easing it into a way of interacting with AI that you just become very used to. And then the thing I was reflecting on is that comes home with you.
Yes.
And it may be affecting how much space you give. Because, for example, and this is, probably like a silly example, but like my husband and I regularly win arguments by asking ChatGPT because I know I'm right. And the thing about that is it's like it's a silly example, but the thing about it that I was reflecting on when I was reading this article is I was like, what if I didn't have ChatGPT, or even if I didn't pick up my phone in that moment, if I focused more on the discussion, if I focused more on the reflection, the reasons we disagreed, or like, what did you mean? What were you thinking about? As opposed to being right.
Right.
Maybe there would have been a more interesting conversation. But once you're right, the conversation is done. You're moving on. There's nothing else to flesh out. And even though that's like a really innocuous example, if you imagine that scenario multiplied multiple times over with whoever you don't have even that much closeness with, and you're now disagreeing something where I can find any fact you like because my GPT is hallucinating. Yeah. Your GPT is hallucinating. We both have facts. We're both 100% right. We never get anywhere. Yep. There's no meeting in the middle. There's no agreement. There's no real communication.
Your AI is going back and forth.
And then I don't want to.
What's that?
And I don't want to talk to you again. I don't want to be here. That, and depending on who you are, that escalates. And that is actually the storyline of Mountainhead Person. We keep coming back to this film. But that's it. It's like if your relationship with AI can create a reality that is actually not really fact-based and also isn't really human. It doesn't really create connection with humans. And then you can weaponize that against humans. We're kind of like, we're sort of erasing ourselves. We're minimizing human effect. And we're certainly not learning any good skills about how to relate to people or resolve. We're going to get more wars, because what does conflict resolution look like if you can't disagree and negotiate?
Yeah. I think pulling it back into like the day-to-day, and whether it's personal or even professional, right? Because we do the same, we have the same reliances on AI at work these days, right? And I think especially if you are younger, it is important that you learn, like, yes, your use of AI and LLMs can augment, but the keyword is augment. It shouldn't be replacing, right? And ultimately, you want to make sure you have the foundational skills of like whatever it is that you're doing, right? You don't want to claim to be a product person, but all of your PRDs are generated, right? Because when it comes time to actually critique a thing, you want to actually be able to critique. Like, I don't want to be a leader who's never written a PRD. Not that I'm a huge fan of like large documents unnecessarily, but
product requirements document for those
product
who
requirements
are not aware.
Document, or like vision, mission, anything, right? Like, you need to be a writer. You need to be able to articulate whatever's in your mind. You don't want to be like talking into OpenAI or whatever, talking into an LLM, and then it's like telling you your vision, because, like you said, it hallucinates. And so you have to be able to ground whatever it is that you are trying to articulate into your product, into your path, your future, your team, whatever it is. Yeah. And I think foundational skills are more and more, and that's communication, that is being able to conflict resolve, and is the basics that you would not think about currently.
Yeah. I mean, I've even just started thinking about it, exactly what you said, like generating 1 million documents that you don't even read through. That kind of productivity is a false friend.
Yes.
Right? And so one of the things I tried to do this week after reading the article was like, okay, I'm not going to produce any new documents using my AI friends at work, but I will consume documents using my AI friends at work. So I'm a big fan of the like, give me a summary, give me 10 bullet points, tell me what this is. I drop links in all the time, and I'm like, extract insights for me from this content. And I think that's really useful. Yeah. But the act of producing the content by myself, man, like actually even just this week, it's like, oh, I've forgotten how to start a document. I've forgotten how to, like, what sections do I want again?
Right.
Because I've become so used to like giving it a voice note or like putting a bunch of bullet points in and it just generates. And it's like, ooh, okay, I feel like there's a call to take this pause.
Yeah.
And say, you know what? I want to claim back my humanity. I want to protect my ability to relate.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that we all have this reflection. I think this is one of the things I really like about Brené is like, her research is applicable. It's like, it's not just, let's all be outraged. It's more like, if you care about being a good leader, if you care about growing talent, if you care about maintaining healthy relationships outside of work, just pause, just reflect, just think about this a bit, interrupt the habit. So you're checking yourself before it runs away. Because I really already don't like a lot of people. So this can't make it worse. This can't shrink the circle further. The circle must.
There you go. You heard it. I mean, I think it's
keep
there's
your
some
friends,
good nuggets
people.
in there.
Yeah. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, please. And all the things from earlier today.
We've made this show for you, and we want to hear your stories. We have our combined 35 years experience in tech. We have an incredible bank of experts to call on. We are your safe space. So send us your tech challenges, and we'll help you create some draft decisions through some real talk.
You've been listening to me, Mamuna and Oladipo.
And me, Oyelayo-Pearson.
Edited and produced by me, Michael Blissa, with theme music by 031 MASH.
Email us at help@lostintechpodcast.com or DM us at lostintechpod.